You've probably seen the clips. Rally cars flying over crests, sliding sideways through snow and gravel, trees just inches away. People standing dangerously close to the action, and somehow the drivers still flat out. It looks insane, and honestly, it is. Welcome to the World Rally Championship, or WRC for short, the wildest form of motorsport you've probably never fully understood. This isn't like Formula 1 or NASCAR. There are no circuits, no laps, no fancy pit garages. This is rally racing. And in rally, the fight isn't against other drivers, it's against the clock and the elements. So if you've ever wondered how WRC works, how rally drivers memorize hundreds of kilometers of terrain, or what makes rally cars so special, you're in the right place. Let's break down how the World Rally Championship works, explained for total beginners. WRC, or the World Rally Championship, is the top level of rally racing on Earth. It's been around since 1973 and is considered one of the most demanding motorsports ever created. What makes it different from other racing series? Everything. Instead of racing side by side on a racetrack, WRC drivers compete on real roads, gravel trails, icy mountain passes, muddy forest paths, and even narrow urban streets. And they do it all while pushing speeds that seem impossible for the conditions. Rally cars hit over 200 kilometers per hour on roads that wouldn't even be legal for public use. Every WRC event, called a rally, is made up of several stages. These are individual timed runs, often ranging from 5 to 30 kilometers each. Each driver goes one at a time, and the goal is simple: drive as fast as humanly possible from the start of the stage to the finish. The driver with the lowest combined time across all the stages wins the rally. Rallies typically span 4 days, starting with a quick warm-up session called shakedown, then running full speed on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Each day features a mix of terrain and weather, so the conditions are constantly changing. You might have a dry tarmac stage in the morning and then hit blinding snow by the afternoon. But WRC isn't just about the driver. Rally racing is a team sport, and the most important teammate sits right next to the driver, the co-driver. These legends are responsible for reading pace notes, essentially a shorthand language that tells the driver what's coming up next: every corner, crest, jump, and hazard. Imagine going 180 kilometers an hour into a blind turn based purely on someone reading a code like left 6 over crest into right 4 tightens. That's rally driving. One mistake and it could be game over. Rally drivers and co-drivers have to be perfectly in sync. It's like dancing on ice with a chainsaw. Now let's talk about the cars. WRC rally cars might look like regular hatchbacks on the outside, like a Toyota Yaris, Hyundai i20, or Ford Puma. But under the skin, they are absolute monsters. These machines are custom built from the ground up. They have turbocharged engines with over 500 horsepower, all-wheel drive systems, and crazy suspension that lets them soak up jumps like it's nothing. Since 2022, they added a hybrid electric boost system that gives them an extra punch of power on demand. Think of it as a rally version of F1's KERS, but with dirt and rocks flying everywhere. But there are no hybrids in 2025. Back to good old horsepower instead. And they're not slow. A modern WRC rally car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds. That's supercar territory, but on gravel and with trees on both sides. Each car also has to weigh around 1,260 kilograms minimum, making the power-to-weight ratio off the charts. Combine that with tires designed for insane grip in mud, snow, or asphalt, and you've got one of the most capable racing machines on Earth. But no matter how powerful a rally car is, it's useless without the right tires, strategy, and setup. That's where the teams come in. Manufacturers like Toyota, Hyundai, and Ford compete for both driver and constructor championships. Their engineers analyze weather, road conditions, and driver feedback to tune every setting possible, from tire pressures to suspension geometry. But here's the twist. WRC doesn't allow endless resources. There are limits on tire quantities, testing, and spare parts, which means strategy matters just as much as speed. Blow a tire too early? You might have to drive an entire stage with a flat. Crash into a tree? You better hope the team can fix it overnight. Every second counts. Rally also has something called the power stage, the final stage of the weekend. It's usually short and high speed, with extra championship points on the line. Even if you're out of contention for the rally win, the power stage gives drivers one last chance to grab some points and boost their position in the standings. Speaking of points, the scoring system in WRC is similar to other racing series. The top 10 finishers earn points, 25 for first place, 18 for second, 15 for third, and so on, down to 1 point for 10th. The driver with the most points at the end of the season becomes the World Rally Champion. But there's more than one title up for grabs. There's a manufacturer's championship for the car brands, plus support categories like WRC2 and WRC3. Basically development leagues for rising talent and privateer teams. Many of today's top WRC drivers started in those lower classes. Now, let's talk fitness. You might think rally driving is all about reflexes and guts. And yeah, that's a huge part of it. But these drivers are also elite athletes. They deal with intense heat inside the cockpit, heavy G-forces during braking and cornering, and they have to maintain focus for 4 days straight. Mental endurance is everything. One wrong note, one late break, 1 second of hesitation, and you're in a ditch. And don't even get me started on the co-drivers. These heroes have to read pace notes while being thrown around inside a speeding rally car. Try reading a book on a roller coaster. Now imagine it's in code. That's their life every weekend. So why do people love rally so much? Because it's unpredictable. Every rally is different. Every surface is a new challenge. You're not just racing other drivers. You're racing nature itself. Fans show up in the middle of forests and mountains, camping out for hours just to see a 2-second blur of their favorite driver flying by. And yeah, sometimes things go wrong. Rally is dangerous. Cars crash. Weather turns nasty. But that's part of what makes it so gripping. The skill, bravery, and sheer madness on display every weekend is why fans call WRC the purest form of motorsport. Whether it's the snowbanks of Rally Sweden, the dust of Safari Rally Kenya, or the twisty tarmac of Rally Monte Carlo, every rally has its own flavor, and every driver dreams of mastering them all. So now that you know how WRC works, it's time to give it a shot. Pick a driver, watch a rally, learn the pace notes, embrace the chaos. You might just become a rally fan for life. If you're into this, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got loads more content coming, and watch this next video. We think you'll love it. See you in the next stage.